Okay, the Lapbook project needs some embellishment pages inside the covers, and I got an idea. This is already one sheet that is ready for to be used, and this lid we created earlier. I got another idea for this. I will show you it later. There's some glue left. I will fix that. But what I had in mind now is I will make like boxes with lids with this gelatin leaf. Individual boxes. First I'm going to glue the background and the other sheet that is going to be the lid onto this thicker cardstock. There, I saved you from watching me gluing these. They are now thick and sturdy. I will use this lighter one as a background, and then I'm cutting these frames. So I will cut out the insides and save them as tags or labels or journaling cards for later use. And let's see now which box should we do first. Let's cut this image as a background of that box, and then here the same box, just the frames. Should I cut it in the center, or then I will lose the board from that piece. I have to think about it as just a second. I would lose part of that frame, but I think I can use this as a card afterwards. So let's make one with a lot wider frames and see how it looks. And if it doesn't work, we can change the plan for the rest of the cards. This is the first one that I have made, so it requires some brain work. There's the background. And then I will cut it needs some glue still on the corners, but I will cut with my crafting knife the frames, and I will trim the edges when I see how much I need, how much frames are needed. So with a sharp knife, let's cut these. Carefully. and I'm mimicking the shapes of the wooden box, so it doesn't have to be sharp. It can be a little bit wobbly, the edge. There. Now we have to ink the 3 outer edges and the inside edges, and I will leave this later when I know how much I need it. And I can ink these background edges too. Let's leave that for later. The bottom edge. And I'm using this small tool to reach the small corners here. Okay, next step, gluing this gelatin leaf and trimming it. It's a little bit tricky because I don't want it to break. Let's see if this is enough. Just a little bit from there. And when maybe a millimeter from the bottom. Okay, let's see now. I think it's just right size. Let's glue it. I think it will be able to, I will be able to glue it with the PVA glue because it's water-based and this gelatin leaf dissolves in water, but there's only so little of that moisture. Let's see how it reacts. That would be an interesting experiment. I will add the glue on the paper first. And while I was adding the glue, I remembered that I'm going to make a kind of hinges, so I must trim this bottom part a little bit more. Let's see now. You see, I left a little bit room for here for the hinges. Let it dry now. Then we need a score line here for the hinges. And turn the edge a little bit so that it will open a little bit like this. Not much is needed, just so that it's possible to open it like that. And now that I look at, I think this is just the right amount of space here on the hinge side, so I don't have to trim it at all, and I will just ink it with black ink, just like the other edges too. And now I'm going to attach these two sides from here, from the wider side, with staples, 3 staples. I have a little bit of that ancient paper that I have made in an earlier video series, and I'm going to use this as the hinges to cover these staples over there and over there. Only small stripes needed, but they will finish this box. Let's see. I could actually cut a little bit wider so that it goes to the other side too. Yes, let's make that instead. And I will add a little bit of black so that the color is better for that dark box. And some kind of a shape would be nice, maybe using this circle punch we could create a nice shape to that hinge. And black ink is needed. And we could add some kind of metal item there too, for example an eyelet as an embellishment, and to make this look more like a solid piece, solid hinges and not just paper. Like that. smaller eyelets. Let's try again. That's good. There's one. Just test them a little bit. Number 2 and the center one, a centerpiece. There, and now just glue, and I'm checking the gelatin leaf. Seems to be quite well attached to the frames. That's good. And now some strong glue. To hide those staples. Oh, wrong side. This way. To hide. Did I say hid? To hide these. Now let's find some paper clips to hold it down while it dries. 2 more. There. And while it's drying, I will cut this photo to size to fit into that box. There. And for the background, I used the piece that I cut out of that frame. And let's see if these are all ready. Looking quite good, I think. And it can be carefully opened. And we will, if we are going to use this as an item as is, we need to cover the back with some kind of beautiful paper, for example this, or I mean the right size of course, but we'll see what we can do. But if you're going to glue this on, you can leave it like this, of course. That goes without saying, but I said it anyway. Well, this goes inside the box, and so that we don't have to too much move this glass window, I'm going to attach a handle, a little handle here, and that I'm going to make with another piece that I have cut out of those frames, those boxes, and I'm just gluing it down, and then I'm going to punch it with the punch board. There. And I will use the left side mark here and put the left side there, and I will keep that as my mark. and the same to the other side, the left side to that mark, and then the same to the other side. Now let's check it out. I will cut it to the right size. It would have been best if I had glued it. Hey, we have here a little gap. I might be able to fit it inside, and that would be better. Wonderful. Okay, let's cut it from the center first and then check the right length. About that. And we're going to glue them together. So, like that. And black ink. Now, let's glue these together. And when this is done, there is still one more thing. We are going to put a little handle knob there, over there, on the lid. I have just the right kind of bead for that. I used to make jewelry, and I still have quite a lot of beads in my storage, so I can use those. I feel this needs an eyelet too. Then it would be fit together with this one. Let's make that. There. That looks very nice. And before we attach this to here, I think we're going to need to glue that little handle so that it dries and stays there. It will dry when we finish this handle. So I have this kind of beads. Can you see them? And I'm using one of them. Just quite a lot of glue. And then the bead over there. About the same place as that eyelet. Let it dry there. I will put it here where I have the fan, so it will dry up faster. And now to this item. We're almost there. Like that. It might tear up a little bit, but I will try to make a little bit more room for it, and if it makes If it breaks here, I will fix it. It doesn't matter, because this is supposed to look very old. So you would expect there to be cracks and all kinds of marks of the old age. Like that, that's better. And now just let's put some glue on both sides. And slip it there. Like that. About in the center. That looks quite good. I love it. Just a little bit of glue there and a little bit of ink. Let's check out all these edges. They are open. Beautiful. What was the next thing? Let's see. It has started to dry, and now we can add this carefully inside the box. And when you take it out, you can use this handle and not move this lid too much, because it's just paper and gelatin, so probably the gelatin will break if you try to warp it too much. The background is very beautiful, and this photo fits in perfectly. And let's see some kind of an example. Also the background, beautiful. I will see if I can show you some place to put it. See, I've already put here 2 little cards, and I'm going to add more. They are very suitable for this Adventures Club theme that I decided to make this lap book, their lap book, their yearly calendar. So look at this, because we have used the same ancient paper here. It fits perfectly with these what are they? Just a second, I need one word. Spine, that was the word. And it looks quite gorgeous underneath this handlebar. If I glue it down here, I think it fits perfectly here. And the handlebar will keep it even more close. More, how should I say it? It will help to keep this lid closed, and of course I can add some other closure to secure it, and I probably will do, but we are running out of time. I will quickly glue this down and show you it.